looking back, what are some pivotal moments or decisions that had the greatest impact on your personal growth and success as a business leader?
Yeah, well, there's a couple that come immediately to mind. In the early days, it was the decision to get a freelancer rather than kind of build my own from scratch. I mean, that first $1 million a year of revenue is the hardest $1 million you'll ever make in your entire life. Wow. And startup, that can take 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 6 years. Some people will never reach it, right? So I was a bit impatient, and I also I have a habit of kind of asking businesses if I like the business, would they sell and how much would they sell for? And so when I used to get a freelancer, I actually asked them, interested in selling, how much would you sell for? And I asked all the competitors, and it actually turned out that Get a Freelancer was actually the best of all of them, because it had the most traffic, and it had the most traffic because it had the best SEO, and it had the best SEO, and that's how I found it. I typed something like cheap data entry into Google, and I found the website. So when you look at it, back then, the way of starting a technology company was traditional Series A. Even in 2007, it was before the Y Combinator phenomenon, really. Go raise $5 million US, hire 20 people, and work, burn for 18 months, and then go raise your Series B. And the price I could get a freelancer for was substantially less than that. I think I paid $1.5 million US for it, and I was already doing $1 million in revenue. So I thought, why would I raise $5 million to start a business and take an unknown number of years to kind of get to $1 million in revenue, when I can buy something that's already doing $1 million, it's already profitable slightly, and I can just optimize it. So I did that, and I bought all the competitors. In fact, I mean, a lesson learned here is I'm very strongly of the opinion that if you run a marketplace business, you should buy all your competitors, like every single one of them.
Smart.
It'll be cheaper than trying to do it through paid marketing through Google, and Google's having an existential crisis now anyway with AI. I don't think their model works anymore, and I think they're going to come out with a bad quarter shortly, and I think SEO and SEM will be in a bit of a death spiral. Another pivotal moment was actually the branding of this. So I was called Get a Freelancer in the early days. That's the name of the business. And I was very happy with that, because people knew what I did. I go to a conference. What do you do? I'm Matt. I run Get a Freelancer. Okay, you get a freelancer. It's obvious, right? And then the guy who gave me the $1.5 million to buy Get a Freelancer said to me, "Why don't you buy freelancer.com?" Right? Well, it's a nice name, but like a rose is by any other name still a rose, right? Why would I? Yes. But I'll go ask the guy and see how much he wanted. And he wanted an astronomical amount of money for that domain name. I think 2007, 2008, he wanted something like $750,000, I think, from memory. And that was more than, I mean, our revenue was about $1 million a year. So I couldn't afford it, right? And I thought, Freelancer, there was a computer game by Microsoft called Freelancer. It's a bit abstract in terms of the meaning. It doesn't really clearly say what you do, as Get a Freelancer does. But then Simon said to me, what happens if someone else gets that domain name and rebrands to Freelancer? You'll be Get a Freelancer, and they'll be Freelancer. And I thought that would be a real problem. And I'll be subordinated forever. I don't like to be subordinated. So so I didn't have the money, but I went and said to the guy, I'll offer you 20 grand for it. And he said, no, go away. And then, a week later, I'd ask him 22 grand, no, go away. 24 grand, get lost. Every time I was down the pubs, have you met that guy yet? I said, no, I haven't done it today. 28 grand. Well, you never contact me ever again, right? And this went on for like 18 months or so of just chipping away. And eventually the guy, who was a British guy living in Canada, who'd ran a computer magazine called Freelancer, went bust many years before. It started in the 80s. He said, give me a call. You're a funny guy. You've been more persistent than anyone. Let's see if we can do something. So I called up on the phone and had a chat, and I eventually bought it. And let me tell you, that was one of the most pivotal moments in the business, because we went from Get a Freelancer as a brand to Freelancer as a brand.
Yes.
Like the moment in Facebook where Sean Parker says to Zuckerberg, drop the from the Facebook.
Yes.
Just be Facebook. It's cleaner. And from that second onwards, it was just amazing. Just the journalists would remember you every single time you would speak to them. They'd go, they couldn't remember the competitors. He said, Lance E Desk or something or other, and freelancer.com.